It's gonna be a knockout and a great finish to the Fight Night season.
With our bracket locked in and our robots gearing up, the pressure will certainly rise. From now on, there can be no more mistakes.
But he's also flipped himself! What happened?
There is no room for excuses.
Oh, big heavy glitch!
It's adapt and conquer,
I did another flip.
or fall and flail.
I think it's the end.
And there is the final hit!
It's time to either prevail or else you shall fail. It's time to begin our path to the championship. It's time for BattleBots Reborn Cup to show every single robot's worst fears what they see in there.
Hello everyone, I am Nick, this is Sam, and welcome back to BattleBots Reborn Cup, where we cannot wait to get tonight's episode started.
Thanks, Nick. It's a big night tonight. After a long wait, it's finally time to begin the Season 6 tournament.
Starting in July, we had 124 bots. We have now weaned it down to 32, and we're going to wean it down a little bit more.
No more second chances, no more mistakes allowed. It's winner go home.
Before we begin the battles, let's take a look at the bracket. Tonight, we'll be focusing on the left side of the bracket, which has quadrants 1 and 4. The 8th seeded Lucky will meet Icewave for the second time this season after the two tussled in the episode 8 main event.
In quadrant 4, Son of Whyachi and Stinger meet for the first time since their epic duel in Season 1.
And there's two more historical rematches in this opening round. YETI looks for revenge on Witch Doctor from the Season 2 quarterfinal defeat, while Razer faces Bronco for the second time in 3 seasons.
It's a night of high emotions in more ways than one, so let's go down to the pit reporter, Captain Mantine, for more on these building rivalries. You, Cap. Speaking of rivalries.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Well, rousing you too, Sam, and we've got some very good matchups here that bring us back to the good old days of BattleBots Reborn, where all of the reps were but we still had Cole, God rest his soul. Son of Whyachi and Stinger, where in the first season, Stinger fought Son of Whyachi, put up a great effort, but Son of Whyachi was really unstoppable this season, and it's almost looking really similar this season, you know? Once it gets up to speed, nothing can really stop it, so it's all going to depend on the first 15 seconds in that fight. Razer Bronco is another rematch where we saw a very hopeful Razer fall just short of Bronco. But Razer's had so many improvements, and while Bronco hasn't really had many, I think this is really going to showcase Razer's new build and see how much it really has done for him. Witch Doctor YETI, another rematch in this quadrant. The thing about YETI Witch Doctor is that Witch Doctor didn't face YETI the one season where it was at its peak, and it seems to have had a bit of a low point this year, sort of struggling, while Witch Doctor has only improved over the years. So I worry for YETI. You never know what's going to happen, but I'd have to give the edge to Witch Doctor.
Thank you, Cap, and yeah, not only is it exciting to start the tournament, but I'm always eager to see some rivalries build, and tonight, 3 different ones are going to get a new chapter, so I'm so excited to see how these go.
However, there's only one place to start with tonight's action, and that's with our #1 seed. We have Huge versus Endgame. Not many people would have picked Huge to be the top seed when we started the season. He has been unstoppable.
Unstoppable indeed. 4 fights, 4 wins, a couple of knockouts, and he's looked good in every one of his fights. He earned the #1 seed with flying colors, and he is ready to start a charge to the title that he will feel like is unfinished business from last year when he bowed out in the round of 16.
Meanwhile, Endgame snuck over the line to get into the tournament. Does he have what it takes to shock the top seed?
Well, there's a little bit of possibility there. I mean, he's a small vertical spinner that might be hard to hit for Huge, and if Endgame can concentrate on the wheels, whatever's right in front of him, maybe he can get a little bit of damage and swing this in his favor, but it's a tall task. It's always going to be a tall task against Huge. Get it? Because he's tall.
Let's go see if the bots like upside down pineapples down in the box.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square, no matter how much you beg or plead, you're about to feel the wrath from the #1 seed. It's huge! In the blue square, don't take too big of a lead in the beginning, because he may unplug your console and rage quit. Good or bad, right or wrong, he's in control of the end game!
Let the Season 6 tournament begin! So can we get the most ultimate of upsets with the 32 beating the 1 and SurrenderBot's already been tipped over?
But we shall see. So far, Endgame is trying to get around Huge, trying to get the wheels it looks like, but Huge is doing a good job at maneuvering away from him.
Endgame got behind and then gave it up to go for a more side-on approach. Not sure what will be his best tactic. He's gotta, you think, go for the wheels. SurrenderBot's already been counted out, so he won't be a factor anymore. Couple pieces flying off of Endgame. They don't really matter too much. Huge doing a good job of keeping his weapon in front of Endgame and making it difficult for him to get the right angles. No big shots yet from either machine. Well, a small piece came off, and I think it was part of Endgame's weapon support. Nothing major, but again, Huge is starting to cause more damage. Endgame getting to the right wheel, but still isn't able to cause any damage himself. In fact, his weapon isn't spinning all of a sudden. Could it have taken some damage that we didn't recognize? And he runs into the wall. That's not smart.
Smoke now coming from Endgame.
Oh, all of a sudden, Endgame is just performing terribly. Not sure what is going on with the weapon, but it's still not spinning, so maybe the piece he did lose was actually more crucial than we realized. Because it is completely static right now. And if he can't get that weapon firing, he's a sitting duck for the #1 seed.
Huge, meanwhile, just trying to get centered and positioned that he was facing Endgame. It doesn't seem to be doing him much good, but he's not smoking like Endgame is, so I say that's a little bit better than nothing.
And then Huge recklessly going over the kill saws, not afraid to go over them to get towards Endgame, who is hanging back a lot now. Not sure if that's the right strategy either. Now more smoke seems to be pouring out of Endgame.
I don't know what Endgame's strategy really is, though. He either hangs back or gets more damage done to him, since he's not firing his weapon.
Yeah, without that weapon, anything he could have done is a problem, and now he's taking a static shot. So Huge has been slowly wearing him down. Now can he finish him off? Endgame driving more slowly now, it seems.
Huge again just trying to get himself centered, but as you can see, he's having a hard time getting traction with his wheels. But was that it?
That's
it! Oh my god!
That was it, just like that! Huge takes out the 32 and marches on to the next round. Let's take a look at the replays of this first fight of the tournament. It wasn't that Endgame started well, but he didn't start horrible either.
I feel like for both of the bots, it was kind of a struggle. It just so happened that it was more of a struggle for Endgame, which is kind of a huge deal.
We gotta figure out too, where did Endgame's weapon go down? Because I didn't notice any significant damage. The one thing I did notice was that little wheel support piece came off, and that seemed to be the last moment when the weapon was spinning.
It sucks that that one piece coming off might have been the reason why he couldn't start up his weapon, but he was smoking after that happened. I don't know how well the rest of the match would have gone if he did have his weapon, but we'll never know.
Huge took his time in the end, but he got the knockout we expected him to get. The #1 seed marches on. So Seed plays well with others. Sharing is caring. My personal favorite, if you know, you know.
Yeah, we know now. This is ridiculous. Ah, they're here.
Well?
Well, we weren't looking at that. No, you didn't see anything.
No, not at all.
What was happening? The fight.
Yes.
Huge won the fight.
Yes, he
And he
did.
did pretty well.
Yeah, he wasn't too bad.
That's how a #1 seed should be. And he's off to the round of 16 again.
Exactly. Good for him.
And maybe he can better it with this season, but only time will tell.
Only time will tell. Speaking of time, we're gonna speed our way to the second match, which is Witch Doctor versus YETI. These two tangled in Season 2, with Witch Doctor winning that quarterfinal matchup.
Yeah, it was quite a strange matchup because the game definitely got involved with a huge Havoc glitch, but regardless, Witch Doctor dominated that fight, and so much has changed now, so I don't know if we can even look back on it as a thing to get points from, as a way to, compare to this.
Yeah, YETI was a surprise inclusion in the tournament after going 1-3 in Fight Night. There's a lot of pressure on him to justify the pick.
There really is. It's not only because he is not meeting the standards he wants to be at, but if you're a 1-3 getting in this tournament, we know how many 2-2s were dying for that opportunity. He's got to prove he was the best choice, and losing wouldn't do that whatsoever. So be nice to the selection committee, YETI. Do him a favor and show you belong.
Well, we shall see. Down in the box.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square. When they win tonight, it won't be because of some feminist agenda. It's because they're better than you, and you know it. Stay salty, haters. It's Witch Doctor! In the blue square. He'll treat you like a sports coach who doesn't like you, frozen out and playing with the reserves. It's YETI!
Let the bot battle begin. Witch Doctor comes out fast but misses with the box rush. YETI is looking to avenge the quarterfinal defeat in Season 2 he suffered at the hands of Witch Doctor. In doing so, it would be a monumental upset in Season 6 as well.
It seems Witch Doctor's aggressiveness isn't doing it too well right now. He hit Shaman and then immediately kind of flipped over himself. So I don't know how well this is going to work out.
Shaman trying to be more aggressive than the main bot, and then Witch Doctor gets involved, flipping YETI nicely.
And then there's smoke coming from YETI? Yes.
Yep, YETI was already pouring out smoke. Shaman did a number on him before the main bot for Witch Doctor got involved. And now Shaman moving in for the kill again. And teeing up YETI to get slammed into by Witch Doctor, and a wheel comes off.
Shaman doing an excellent job, to be honest, in this match.
He's playing his part well. Using the fire to cause damage has been a distraction to YETI as well. Look at, again, Witch Doctor's main bot just hanging out, waiting for the next opportunity. YETI struggling to find any answers of how to deal with these two. Oh, Shaman took a crucial hit there. And then another shot from Witch Doctor onto YETI. He's got him in the corner.
Another wheel!
That's two on the same side as well for YETI, who takes his own static shot. YETI's absolutely drowning and having lost...
Oh my god!
Make that 4 wheels! This one is over. YETI has absolutely been outclassed by Witch Doctor and Shaman. What a big win. Well, there was a lot of subplots into this. YETI obviously maybe lucky to be in the tournament at 1-3, would have needed a big upset, tried to avenge the fight from 4 years prior. All of that went out the window. They got outclassed tonight.
It was just impeccable teamwork on Witch Doctor and Shaman's end. Shaman really did a lot of legwork prepping YETI to just kind of be rammed into by Witch Doctor. And as you mentioned throughout the fight, Witch Doctor kind of just held back and waited for those perfect opportunities.
It's amazing to see what the combination of Witch Doctor and Shaman has been able to do so far this season. We alluded to it at the start of the year. They could be a dangerous duo. They're proving to be a dangerous duo.
I'm excited to see how they do going forward, and I'm looking forward to it.
Shouldn't have been here.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. But you know what will be here next year? A better YETI build. And hopefully that can get YETI back to where he thinks he belongs, because we haven't seen much from him since he won the title in Season 3. Witch Doctor, though, steamrolling on.
Good job, Witch Doctor. Going into the third fight for the night, we have Bombshell versus Little Sister. Little Sister's had a wonderful year, but she may be disappointed with the 17th seed.
Especially after going into the last fight night round at 3-0. She had a great chance to improve her seed, but a kind of abysmal performance against a Mauler meant she not only dropped to 3-1, but then her strength of schedule couldn't match some of the other 3-1s. Now she finds herself down right in the middle.
Oh, I'm being told that Bombshell, despite the success with their vertical disc, will be entering the fight with a horizontal spinner? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, that's an absolutely bold choice from the Bombshell team. They must obviously be thinking that if they win the reach advantage, they could pluck off the flipper before it becomes a problem. But we've talked earlier in the season about their vertical spinner being good, and it's been winning them fights, so that is a very risky strategy to try the weapon that they haven't even used this year yet. I don't know.
It may or may not be an interesting maneuver, but we'll have to see.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square. You won't just break from his hits, you'll explode! Prepare to be blown away by Bombshell! In the blue square. Early in the pits, she asked me about her opponent, if they could just tap out at some point during the fight. If not, she'll be late to the BTS concert. It's Little Sister!
Let the bot battle begin. The two seeds, 16 and 17, they couldn't be any closer. We expect the fight to be the exact same.
Got a little tiny blip in from Little Sister.
Yeah, I'm eager to see how this strategy works for Bombshell. They're using their horizontal spinner for the first time, and Little Sister gets a crucial flip. And then gets hit by the drone.
And then a piece fell off of her, I believe?
Maybe, I can't really tell just yet. Bombshell able to drive, the back wheels are touching, as Little Sister is getting bullied by the drone a little bit. And Bombshell has somehow flipped himself.
Ah, I see now.
Bit of a peculiar move from Bombshell there, but Little Sister won't mind too much. She's given her opponents a second chance in a few fights this year. She's more than happy to oblige and attack her opponent more. She's behind Bombshell, runs him into the wall.
It's a little half flip from him.
Short Fuse is trying to get involved. And Little Sister looks like she lost a piece of her flipper.
I was gonna say too, Bombshell's configuration is kind of helping Little Sister whenever she gets underneath him, because then the drone can't come in to hurt.
Yeah, Bombshell is kind of hugging Little Sister and kind of surrounding every part of her, so that Short Fuse cannot risk going in or else he'll hurt the main bot. Bombshell continuing to self-right. I'm not sure if his weapon's supposed to work like that, but they're using it like that. Little Sister seemingly upset and lost another piece of the flipper.
Another piece?
No, yeah, that is.
The same.
No, it is another piece. Because one piece got pushed farther towards the side of the red square. Little Sister, in fact, has no flipper left.
Little Sister is now a Rambot.
And so far, she's doing a good job of pushing Bombshell around. Both bots near the kill saws, but little sister just lost the ram plate in the back.
Not looking good for little sister.
Oh, I see smoke from somebody, and I can't tell who it is just yet.
I think it's Bombshell. Yeah.
Yeah, as the bots separate, it's Bombshell's weapon motor that is smoking. The little sister still putting up a strong fight. And Bombshell hasn't really been able to control her as well as she is controlling him. Another drive into the wall. Bombshell getting toyed with at the moment, trying to get that weapon up to speed.
Oh.
Whoa!
Whoa.
What's happened here?
I think the bots have fused.
They have fused with the floor and each other. The clock is still going. I think they're just gonna let it run because we were already we were past the moment of restarting. So this one, regardless, is going to the judges. But that's not how we expected it to finish. Well, we were gonna have a judge's decision regardless. This fight was only about 15 seconds away before the weird glitch at the end. It's just a little bit of a more peculiar ending than we thought it was going to be.
Yes, very peculiar indeed. However, I don't know where I want to say this match went. Bombshell did good. It got flipped quite a bit, but you know, it righted itself unrightfully. Little sister did a great job at flipping Bombshell, but Bombshell's drone did amazing.
Little sister did a great job racking up as many flips as she could, but the fact that she lost the flipper will be significant. She herself can't cause a lot of damage, so you gotta wonder how many points in that category are gonna go to Bombshell. Cap, in your expert opinion, how is this fight gonna go? How does this get scored?
I mean, you know, the spinner wins damage, yeah, the flipper wins control, yeah, so it's all about aggression and strategy, and I feel like this little sister's strategy of being aggressive worked and also got it control, so I'd have to give little sister the points here, and there's a little bit of fusion dance there, very interesting.
The results from the judges are in. Your winner, by unanimous decision, is... Little Sister!
They shouldn't have changed their weapon.
They probably shouldn't have changed their weapon. The horizontal spinner has had success in the past, but I mean like the distant past. Whereas the vertical spinner won 3 fights this year. And hindsight is 20/20, of course, but yeah, it didn't work the best.
Yeah, they pushed their luck when they should have just continued on.
They also pushed the rules a little bit with using the weapon to self-right. I don't know if they were supposed to do that, so they got away with one.
Well, karma got them.
Yeah.
Going to the 4th fight, we have Son of Whyachi versus Stinger. These two have beef dating all the way back to the inaugural season of Reborn Cup.
I think they had one of the most exciting fights in the season as well. Stinger threw everything he could at Son of Whyachi and just couldn't flip him over, and he ran out of chances, Son of Whyachi getting the knockout win en route to the first title of his 2.
Well, on paper, it's a mismatch, but in the box, that could be a whole different story.
Yeah, we know the capabilities of Son of Whyachi. He's a very good, strong, damaging bot, but we also know Stinger sometimes can be a brute, and Son of Whyachi with the fragile weapon isn't going to like somebody that doesn't die easily. So I do like how they look on paper. I think this is going to be a very exciting fight.
Well, time to see if Sao can, you know, not look like he's made out of paper because he's so fragile.
Oh!
Oh, down in the box.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square. So far he's been rocky and more fragile than your grandpa's hip, but nobody knows tournament time like the king of Reborn Cup. It's Son of Whyachi! In the blue square. You're gonna feel a slight pinch when he pierces your skin. Then soon you'll feel nothing at all. No serum can save you from the venom of Stinger!
Let the bot battle begin, and Stinger with a very bad box rush as Son of Whyachi just drifted lazily to the left.
But Son of Whyachi there tried to take the time to speed up, ran into the wall, kind of got sped up on top of Stinger.
Flicker takes a hard shot from Son of Whyachi. Whoa, big shot from Stinger sends Son of Whyachi into the wall.
And then into Flicker, who is kind of just, a wheel.
A wheel just fell off of Stinger.
Also Flicker.
Flicker flipped over, Stinger again charging hard at Son of Whyachi, who's losing his balance.
Yeah, he's kind of gyrating.
He's teetering a bit, but he takes off another piece of Stinger. An electric start to this Season 1 rematch. Big shot again, losing another piece. Stinger smoking as well.
This is a great fight so far.
Son of Whyachi needs to be careful because every time he hits the Stinger wedge wrong, he is popping up high into the air.
He's recovering nicely from it, but I don't know how much more luck he's gonna get.
Another hard shot as Stinger's wedge is nearly completely gone. He's also lost the help of Flicker for this fight.
Stinger seems to be baiting Son of Whyachi every once in a while, but now he's going after him.
Ooh, did Son of Whyachi? He did. He lost one of his hammers.
And, the pieces just fall off.
Jeez! Son of Whyachi is falling apart uncontrollably, and all of a sudden this fight is a little more even.
Took one, maybe two hits for Stinger to get back in this.
Son of Whyachi now very methodical with his weapon. There is actually one tooth left. He lost two in about 15 seconds. But he's still doing what he can as Stinger pushes him into the corner.
Stinger at this point just hoping that he can get him flipped, because then it's match over.
But with so little wedge, can he do it? I think he lost another piece as he again pushes Son of Whyachi into the corner. Both bots just looking beaten and bruised.
I don't know if the robot can get these though.
Well, they can get a lot of other things, that's for sure. Stinger getting underneath Son of Whyachi with relative ease. The spike's just yeeting a piece into the ceiling. Stinger flipping Son of Whyachi, who flips himself back.
That was a close call.
Time is winding down, and this fight may end up going to the judges. And another piece off of Stinger. He also lost a fourth wheel. I didn't see when it happened. Final few seconds, and it's been an absolute war between Son of Whyachi and Stinger in what might go down as one of the best fights of the season. Well, when you think of fights that get labeled as instant classics, this one had all of the elements needed to go down as one of those.
Absolutely. Of course, other than Stinger box rushing at the beginning, failing, obviously.
Yeah, that was poor.
But the match itself was super entertaining. Obviously, they both lost a ton of pieces. Son of Whyachi kind of just gliding around the box on one of its wheels at one point, and then Stinger kind of just taking over towards the end.
Stinger definitely worked his way into this fight as it wore on. He started off shaky, but did he do enough, Cap, to pull it back? Where are the points going to come from to get him the win here?
So we know Stinger has all the control points, right? But he's going to need to see how many strategy points he can squeak out, and we're going to have to see how many aggression points they'll give him, because while he tried to use his weapon kind of got obliterated in the beginning stages of the match, so he might lose some strategy for that, and he might lose some aggression for the lack of weapon usage. So he's going to have to hope he gets a lot of the aggression and all of the control.
The results from the judges are in. We have a split decision. Judge Cap scored the battle for Stinger! Judge Nick scored the battle for Son of Whyachi! Judge Matt scored the battle for your winner, Son of Whyachi!
That was a close one.
It doesn't get much closer than that. And I feel bad for Stinger because once again, he just gave it everything in that fight and just didn't do enough. Son of Whyachi gets the win. He moves on to yet another round of 16. Stinger will come back next year, hopefully a little more confident because their bot did some good things this year, including tonight.
Yeah, you're correct. We'll just have to see going into the future. But anyway, we're going to go into the 5th fight, Biohazard versus Duck. No waiting here, just straight into it. Enjoy.
They're already down there waiting for us, so we're actually holding up everyone else. Down in the box.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square. Well, your test results have come back. I've looked them over, and the only conclusion I can make is you've only got 3 minutes to live. It's BIOHAZARD! In the blue square. You can find this species almost anywhere in the world, and when he's through with you, that list will include the last 16. It's Duck!
Let the bot battle begin. Both of these two have had excellent seasons thus far, but only one can see it continue to the round of 16. Both bots jockeying for position at the moment. Biohazard briefly getting under Duck, losing the opportunity and getting underneath a second time.
Might have missed that opportunity, but he is at least trying to make good on others.
Duck seems a little lost in these early stages, and now he starts spinning in a circle. The confusion tactic, though, seemed to work on Biohazard because he didn't know what to do either.
I didn't even know what was happening.
It's going to be a battle of inches between these two. Biohazard now winning the battle of inches as he pins Duck on the wall and holds him.
I like how he's pinning him, though. He's not pinning the body, he's pinning the front little bit.
Yet whatever he can grasp onto, he's able to utilize that. Ooh, Duck getting underneath Biohazard briefly. No such luck, though, getting Biohazard flipped over. And once again, the two scrambling for position. Biohazard seems to be winning the ground clearance battle more than Duck is.
Both now just kind of catching each other, but not enough to do anything.
Halfway through the fight, and you gotta think Biohazard is slightly ahead on the scorecards. He's trying to work the angles again, and now he's trying to hold Duck over the spikes, which deploy just a little too late. Could be a battle where the damage category is very important because neither bot is designed to cause damage outright. So using the box to their advantage might be a key factor in determining who wins.
I think Biohazard just got hit by the spikes a little bit.
Yeah, both bots hanging around him a little too much. Duck just took a shot in the butt. Biohazard trying to work around and get Duck pinned on the wall again. And then they ride over the kill saws as Biohazard pins Duck and lifts him again nicely. Not a lot of good offensive maneuvers. It's been a battle of defense.
Oh, BioHazard kind of got the edge in there. Didn't do much with it, but he kind of held.
He got a little piece of the weapon, and that was enough to lift Duck off the ground to then win the subsequent pushing battle. He's been doing that for most of this fight. As we hit the final few seconds, though, we'll see if the judges think it was enough or not. Another trip over the kill saws for both machines. And that is where we will close out the fight. This one is going to the judges. Well, it wasn't the most entertaining fight. It seemed like both bots were more eager not to make the first mistake here.
I agree with you on that. It's one of those fights, too, where both bots were so well off in terms of defensive strategy that they couldn't get underneath one another. So any kind of activity there was had to be either utilized or missed.
And in a match of fine margins, BioHazard was the only one getting decent enough lifts in more opportunities as well.
100% agree with you. There were the times that he pinned Duck against the wall, but I think we know where this fight's heading, but we'll have to see from the judges.
The results from the judges are in. Your winner, by unanimous decision, is... BIOHAZARD!
I'm glad we highlighted that fight.
Yeah, it was a rough one, but credit to both bots for at least making the tournament. Duck had a pretty good season, and BioHazard is continues, so we've got to be happy.
Oh yeah, for sure. Going into the sixth fight, we have Death Roll versus Gruff. Both bots have produced exciting seasons with a combined 8-2 record.
Both of these bots have been absolutely exceptional this year, and it's really hard to tell who is going to win this fight because they do kind of counter each other well. Death Roll's got the powerful weapon of the two, but Gruff's the one that is going to go into it looking for more control, and we've seen what he can do with the flamethrower, so I'm eager to see how he utilizes it in this fight.
We've seen how debilitating Gruff's flamethrower can be, but Death Roll's build may expose a loophole.
Yeah, specifically in the weapon, because rocket boosters aren't affected by fire. They're not like normal motors. So Gruff may be able to damage the drive, but that weapon is probably going to be spinning full speed the entire time unless he breaks pieces off. So that's a new element that I don't know if Gruff is prepared to deal with.
Well, let's go see how gruff this match might be. Gruff.
See, I liked it. I just don't know if they heard it. Down to the box.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square.
From the land of the kangaroo, he kicks harder than Sydney LaRue. Don't make a mistake or you will be screwed.
It's Death Roll! In the blue square.
After he pushes you down a steep mountain, your name is going to have a whole new meaning.
Don't forget to give credit to GRUFF!
Let the bot battle begin.
What?
I don't know what that was from Death Roll, but it was not a good maneuver. Clipping the wall now more times than he did Gruff. Both bots have had stellar seasons by their own accord. Death Roll, his last fight was the loss to Mo. Gruff getting that big win over Icewave to get him in the tournament.
Death Roll at this point seems to be turning away more than engaging to try and set up some momentum to get on top of Gruff. It's just not working too well. Oh.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not working well when he flips himself. And GRUFF taking advantage by getting underneath and getting the flamethrower involved a little more.
Yeah, great utilization of all of Death Roll's mistakes, to be honest. And now there's smoke coming from Death Roll.
That flame that GRUFF is putting on him has been very effective so far, and now GRUFF underneath Death Roll, holding him against the wall.
This does not look good for Death Roll.
GRUFF continues to carry him across the box, and finally he dumps him off. Well, the Death Roll weapon's still spinning at dangerous speeds, but I don't think he's driving quite cleanly.
Yeah, spinning at dangerous speeds means nothing unless you can hit your opponent.
Yeah, he doesn't have the reach, it seems, to get GRUFF's front side, and he can't get to the side of GRUFF either.
Halfway through the match, I'm pretty sure this is going to GRUFF at this point in time. Unless Death Roll can pull something off, but GRUFF's just continuing to throw him around the box.
At this point, GRUFF just needs to have stellar defense and make sure he doesn't take any big shots. That's a big shot on Death Roll from the kill saws. We've seen GRUFF do this before, and has he done it again? He has! Another knockout for GRUFF using the arena. Well, we've seen this strategy before from GRUFF. In fact, in the very last fight against Icewave, where he used the arena hazards to get him the knockout, but he was able to do it so much more quickly here against Death Roll.
I don't even think GRUFF quite utilized the arena hazards. He really just utilized that flamethrower and the mistakes that Death Roll was causing.
We're not used to seeing Death Roll being so lackluster, but he wasn't getting shots, he tipped himself over, and he just left himself exposed to the flamethrower. GRUFF just had to sit and take advantage.
Yeah, overall it wasn't the best for Death Roll. 100% could use better driving in the future, but going from here on out, GRUFF makes it to the next round.
GG GRUFF.
Nice, again, from GRUFF using the arena to finish the job for him. It's almost looking like he can do that at will, so I'm surprised we haven't seen it more often, but now he's done it 2 times in a row. And what a major upset, too. Death Roll going from possibly top 4 to out in the round of 32. They'll be disappointed, but still a good season overall. They should keep their heads up.
Yeah, for sure. I love crazy matchups like that. Unexpected results. It's always fun. We're going to go into the 7th fight for the night. We have Lucky versus Icewave. These two are at it again after taking part in the Card 8 main event earlier this season.
That's right, and although the result last time went how most people would have expected it to go, Lucky didn't come out of that fight unscathed. He actually took a decent bit of damage, so Icewave will know that a result here is very much possible, and it would mean so much more if they could do it in the bracket as opposed to the Fight Night rounds.
Lucky may have gotten the win, but Icewave pushed him hard. How does he stop Lucky from winning again?
He's got to find a way to be a little bit more mobile, because at times in the last fight he was just a sitting duck, and Lucky was able to push him, get good flips, and kind of get a gauge on how he needed to win this fight and flip Icewave over. So if Icewave can move around, get a couple subtle shots before Lucky makes contact and gets a flip, he's got a chance, but it's going to be tough.
Let's see how lucky he can get.
I'm supposed to make all the puns. What happened here?
Down in the box.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square.
With a path to the final like his, you would think he bribed the selection committee. How dare you suggest that? Now, excuse me, I've got to go to the bank real quick and make a deposit.
It's Lucky! In the blue square.
His name may be cold, but he's just heating up. Wait, no, that's him on fire from the GRUFF fight.
It's Icewave!
Alright, Cap, Lucky and Icewave meeting for the 2nd time this season. Their first fight will still be fresh on each bot's mind, so what do they learn from that? How do they approach this fight in order to get the win?
Here's the problem. Both robots have an equal amount to learn. Lucky has now learned how to really beat Icewave quickly, and Icewave has learned what to avoid. Icewave has to drive a perfect fight up until that flipper comes off. And Lucky just has to get that one good flip in, and Lucky knows that from the first fight. I think Lucky's going to use that to his advantage, go in, be aggressive, stop up that blade, and I think he's going to get him flipped over. But if Icewave is good at running away, picking its shots, getting up to speed, and getting those good shots in that'll take off that flipper, it could go either way. It just depends on who learns more from the last fight and who takes advantage of what they learned.
Let the bot battle begin! Can Lucky do the double on Icewave, or will Icewave get revenge for that card 8 defeat?
Well, it so far looks kind of like Lucky might pull another Lucky move.
Oh, pieces off of Lucky though in the second exchange.
This will be interesting.
A little shaky from Icewave as he tries to recover. Lucky trying to move in.
Oh!
And Lucky gets the flip he needs! Icewave is probably not coming back from that. We've seen this before. Lucky able to survive another onslaught from that deadly blade. He won't care how he gets the win because he's about to go through to the round of 16. Stay away, Lucky. You're going to take more damage.
Icewave, I really need you to somehow be able to self-right.
Well, it's not in their design, and it has now cost them in 2 fights against Lucky. You could also blame just the sheer luck of the draw in the bracket that he had to face yet another lifter, one that already beat him this season.
It sucks, but it is what it is. That's what happens when you have flaws in your designs. But like you said, Lucky goes on to the round of 16.
Well, Lucky didn't need any luck to win this fight.
No, he just needed to be able to take a few shots in the chin and get Icewave flipped over as soon as possible. Once again, he's done that. Icewave will be very upset that they lost to the same bot twice, and that the second time it was, knocking him out of the tournament. But Icewave had an iffy season as it was. They'll be wanting to go back to the drawing board, and now they can do that a little bit more quickly as Lucky parades on.
Yeah, sometimes it just happens. You gotta learn and let live, or whatever the saying is. I don't know. They're all kind of jumbled together. Anyways, we're gonna go into the 8th fight for the night, Razer versus Bronco. 2 seasons ago when these two fought, it was a tight contest.
Yeah, perhaps surprisingly so. Razer did a good job of hanging in there, getting the shots when he could, but Bronco just out-flipped him in the end and was able to win the fight.
Of course, a lot has changed since then. Razer comes in as the favorite on a 6-fight winning streak.
It's amazing how Razer has turned his fortunes around so quickly. It was just not too long ago where he was still struggling in Robot Wars Reborn Cup, and we came here thinking, well, I mean, maybe he'll get a couple wins. If he gets out of the qualifiers, that's a good season. Now he's the number 5 seed, so he's beaten his expectations, and now the pressure's on a little bit to keep performing because he's done so well.
Well, let's see if he can get it up, down in the box.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square, he's been tearing bots apart left, right and centre. You've been warned, yet you still dare to enter? Oh well, you can't fix stupid. It's Razer! In the blue square. No time for truces. This bot needs a win. No excuses. If you don't like what he produces, you can go buck yourself. It's Bronco!
They may have history, but neither Razer nor Bronco are thinking about the past. Tonight, they're thinking about the future, because if they lose, their future in this season will no longer exist.
Let the final fight of the night begin.
The rematch that takes us back to Season 4's round of 64. Bronco winning a narrow 24-21 judges' decision. I assume both bots expect to be in it for the long run.
Bronco tried to back up there to try and give himself space to get underneath Razer, but as you can see, it did not work, and Razer took advantage of it.
And he's got a deep bite onto the front of Bronco, and I think he's taken off a lot of pieces. I don't think there's anything left of the flipper after that exchange.
That's insane.
An amazing start for the resurgent Razer. He's having an incredible season, currently 6-0 and already on his path to the 7th win, but Bronco's able to tip him over.
I was gonna say, if Razer keeps going the rest of this match as he did with Bronco in that corner, it's not gonna look good for Razer. But even with Bronco missing his flipper, he's still kind of flipped Razer.
Can still be dangerous. Never underestimate Bronco, whether he's full strength or depleted. Bronco trying to stay aggressive and stay on top of Razer. A piece went flying off of somebody. See, Razer is just waiting with that beak, just ready to drop it down. And a Havoc glitch there sends both bots upside down.
Oh, wow.
Razer able to self-right, and then he goes to help out Bronco, and we continue again. Bronco trying to tip Razer again still, but no luck on this occasion. Now he's gotten to the side. Can he feed him to the kill saws or even the spikes on the opposite side? These came off of Razer, I believe. It might have been wheel guard. Now, we haven't really seen as many opportunities as Razer usually gets with the beak. He had the one at the very opening portion of the fight, but he hasn't gotten many others since.
Yeah, really, outside of that one, he's kind of just been scooping up. Well, he's kind of getting this moment now.
Yeah, as we say, a commentator's curse. Razer trying to work the angles and maybe get a wheel off. Bronco able to escape again. He's done well since losing the flipper that he didn't even get to use much in the fight, if at all. Certainly playing his part in what may end up being a close decision because he has really gotten stuck in and Razer's found himself frustrated. Oh, there go more pieces. A slight mistake by Bronco in the final 15 seconds. Razer trying to line up one final bite, but it doesn't look like Bronco's going to allow it. And in fact, he's going to push him over one last time. And he lost a wheel in the last exchange.
That's insane.
Well, this fight had a little bit in the beginning, a little bit at the end, and not as much in the middle, but everything is still important.
I think there would have been more in the middle if Bronco didn't lose all of his weapon in this exchange.
Yeah, this first exchange is where Razer is probably going to win the fight if he does win the fight. Completely ripped off Bronco's weapon, and then Bronco was left to just pushing and hoping.
Well, you say if he wins the fight. Well, Bronco only had 2 real moments where he was kind of in control and he, quote-unquote, flipped him over.
This one, of course, didn't count. That was the game being the game. Once both bots recovered from that, Bronco was doing his absolute best. He was able to push Razer here near the kill saws and cause some damage.
So I don't know if it's gonna necessarily go to Razer, but it is going to be a decision nonetheless for the judges. And if I'm correct, I hear them yelling our names, telling us the decision is in.
The results from the judges are in. Your winner by unanimous decision is Razer!
Razer showing some great domination there.
Razer getting another win to add to the winning streak. He is looking like the dark horse this year. If we had to assign it now, I think I would give it to Razer. Another fantastic performance. Bronco hung in there. He's hung in there plenty of times this year. We saw it at the start with Wipeout, but I think it's becoming clear this build of Bronco has probably gone as far as it can. So we'll see what they bring in Season 7.
Well, we shall see indeed. But anyway, tonight was full of great many a times.
Yeah, it's nice to see all of these little rivalries getting a second chapter. You know, Witch Doctor showing Yeti who's boss, Son of Whyachi sticking it to Stinger again, Razer evening the score with Bronco, so I wonder if we'll see any chapter 3s in Season 7. But what a good night to start off the tournament. I've been very pleased.
I'm super excited to see where the rest of it goes and to see who will eventually be crowned champion. But anyways, I'm the Sam.
I'm Nuna.
Of course.
Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no, totally, it's fine.
I didn't know what you were going to say, to be honest. You could have been like, he's the jackass, he's the Barangoat.
Yeah, no, he is the jackass.
Well.
Alright guys, see you next time.
Bye. Look for pineapples that are upside down.